Hi, welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it'll be another profitable day for you. Tuesday, October 3rd, Major League Baseball slate. Welcome to the playoffs. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting, right? So, 4 games on the slate today, all starting here about roughly 4 hours or so on this. So, we'll get right into it. Give you a little bit of analysis on what where we're putting our money at. First game up of the day: Rangers at Tampa Bay Rays. Rangers ended up giving away the division portion, and then instead of playing the Blue Jays, they end up getting the Rays. So probably not beneficial for them, and then lose the home series. So last series of the season did mean something, right? So. Jordan Montgomery, Tyler Glasnow going in that particular game today. So this particular the Rangers did take 4 out of 6 from the Rays this season. Glasnow, though, did get one of the 2 wins, and Tampa Bay did win 2 out of 3 at home, and then got swept on the road in Dallas in this particular matchup here. To be really honest, I think it's just a matchup of pitchers. I think the better pitching staffs with Tampa Bay versus Texas, and pitching and defense normally wins in the postseason, where the hitting's not quite as important. Still important, still need to score runs, but we don't see, since you see a lot better pitchers normally in the postseason, we don't see the amount of home runs that we do during the regular season for sure. So Tampa Bay right around $1.50 favorite, as they should be in this particular matchup. The Rays do hit the left-handers pretty well, so on that one there, it's gonna determine if the Rangers can score more than basically the front 5 hitters of the Tampa Bay Rays, then they're probably in pretty good shape. But we shall see what's going to go on here. So we do like the Rays today, being the favorite and at home, and first game out of the chute. So we did take Rays money line, -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. We do like the Rays over 3.5 team total. We think they'll get to Montgomery early. So Rays -0.5, first 3, first 5, and first 7 innings. Glasnow over 16.5 outs recorded, which he went 6 innings his last time against them. Glasnow under 1.5 earned runs. And then we're going to take 2 batters today, Diaz and Arizarena, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Diaz and Arizarena over 1.5 total bases. Diaz, Arizarena double. Diaz, Arizarena home run. Diaz, Arizarena 2+ hits. So I think this could be a 3-game set. I just think the Rays are going to win game 1. We'll see about game 2. Maybe a little bit more up in the air, depending on who the Rays are going to throw out there to pitch. So, but we do like the pitching advantage that we have here in game 1 for the Rays. So Rays money line -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Rays over 3.5 team total. Rays -0.5 a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Glasnow over 16.5 outs, under 1.5 earned runs. Diaz, Arizarena over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Diaz, Arizarena over 1.5 total bases. Diaz, Arizarena double. Diaz, Arizarena home run. Diaz, Arizarena 2+ hits. Next game up, Twins, Blue Jays. This should be, I think, a lot of strikeouts in this particular game, as both these teams do strike out quite a bit. Gausman versus Lopez. Lopez got 1 win against them in 1 start in Minnesota. I'm not, you guys know I watch if you follow our show, the 4 teams we follow all season long, the Blue Jays have been in there this year. It's been one of the more frustrating things to watch, to be really honest. This game's basically a pick-'em, toss-up game, dead heat. We are going to go with the Twins today. I just like Pablo. Even though he struggled the last couple times out, I just think he can stymie this offense. And when Gausman feels like he's not getting any run support, he tends to try to strike everybody out. When he does, his pitch count goes way up, and he'll be lucky to make it through 5. So we will take the Twins money line today, -1.5 and 2.5 on the run line. We do like the over 3.5 team total for the Twins. Twins money line, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Pablo Lopez, we're going to go over 6.5 strikeouts. And then Julian and Kepler over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Julian over half a total base. Kepler over 1.5 total bases. Julian and Kepler double. Julian and Kepler home run. And we're hoping Kepler has a better postseason than he's had in the past. And the Twins just have a lot of their guys have a lot more postseason experience than the Blue Jays do. So another reason why we're going with the Twins and they're at home also helps. So we'll go through that game one more time for you. Twins money line -1.5 and 2.5 on the run lines. Twins over the 3.5 team total. Twins money line first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Lopez over 6.5 strikeouts. Julian and Kepler over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Julian over half a total base. Kepler over 1.5 total bases. Julian Kepler double. Julian Kepler home run. Next game up, Brewers Diamondbacks. This is one of the bigger mismatches, I believe, especially pitching matchup-wise today, that you're going to find. Corbin Burns, Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, I understand they had to throw out Gallen and Kelly to make sure they got into the playoffs first, which is first priority. And then you kind of figure it out from there. But definitely a monster pitching advantage for the Brewers in Milwaukee, place where they play pretty well. And they normally hit pretty well at this stadium too. So we expect Corbin Burns to come out and dominate and the Brewers to go up early and not look back in this particular game here. Brewers money line, they got about $1.80 favorite. So in the playoffs, it's a pretty sizable favorite. But Brewers money line -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Brewers over 4.5 team total. D-backs under 3.5 team total. Brewers -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Burns over 5.5 strikeouts, over 15.5 outs, and under 1.5 earned runs. And then we're going Yelich, Santana, and Adams over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Santana, Adams over half a total base. Yelich over 1.5 total bases. Santana, Yelich, Adams double. Santana, Yelich, Adams homer. Santana, Yelich, Adams 2+ hits. This is probably the game that we've got the most favor in. I'm sure a lot of people do. Pitching matchup-wise, this is a big discrepancy, like I said before. So we'll go through that game one more time for you. Brewers money line -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Brewers over the 4.5 team total. D-backs under the 3.5 team total. Brewers -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Burns over 5.5 strikeouts. Burns over 15.5 outs. Burns under 1.5 earned runs. Santana, Adams, and Yelich over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Santana, Adams over half a total base. Yelich over 1.5 total bases. Santana, Yelich, Adams over double. Santana, Yelich, Adams homer. Santana, Yelich, Adams 2+ hits. Last game of the night for us. This is going to be our upset pick of the day. Marlins, Phillies, Luzardo, Zach Wheeler. The Phillies had a magical run to get to the playoffs last year. No question about it. Don't think it's going to repeat this year. Luzardo 1-0 so far this year against the Phillies. They have, left-handers do give them some fits, and that's what we're banking on here today. Luzardo needs to get 5, 6 innings, I think, in order for this to make, for them to get this victory. If he does that, they got a great shot here. In that ballpark, it can be a little rough once in a while, but I just think that I think almost everybody expects him to win this series and somehow almost make the World Series again. I don't see it. This team's very inconsistent. They strike out a ton. They get it going. They go against some of these strikeout teams. The guys that can strike, throw a lot of swing and miss stuff at them. They're just going to struggle to make any runs. So we are going to take the Marlins today. This is a pretty sizable favorite here, too, for the Phillies. They're about $1.60 favorite, so they're second biggest favorite on the board for today's matchups. But we do like the Marlins, so we'll take the Marlins money line, +1.5, -1.5, -2.5 on the run line. We do like the Marlins over 3.5 team total. Marlins +0.5, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Luzardo over 5.5 strikeouts and over 14.5 outs recorded. We also like Zach Wheeler over 1.5 earned runs. And then we're going to take Jake Berger over 0.5 hit run RBI. Soler and Arias over 1.5 hits runs RBIs. Arias over 1.5 total bases. Berger and Soler over half a total base. Berger, Soler, Arias double, and Berger, Soler home run. So we'll give you that game one more time, that Marlins-Phillies matchup. Marlins money line plus 1.5, minus 1.5, minus 2.5 on the run line. Marlins over 3.5 team total. Marlins plus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Luzardo over 5.5 strikeouts, over 14.5 outs recorded. Wheeler over 1.5 earned runs. Berger over a half point. It's a half, so he just needs one hit run RBI for that to cash. Excuse me. Soler and Arias over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Berger and Soler over half a total base. Arias over 1.5 total bases. Berger, Soler, Arias double, and Berger and Soler home run. So, this game here could be one of those, maybe they get a 4-2 win, something to that effect. Some maybe lower scoring. I think the Phillies are going to really struggle today to score runs, which is why we're going that route. So just to make sure, in the comments section of this episode, there will be a link to the Google Sheet. That'll be a link to all of our plays that we just went through, units wagered, what book they were at, and then obviously results. You can go back and look at the whole season. So if you do get a chance to look in there are 4 sheets currently. Sheet 1 is football last year. Sheet 2 is all of the baseball season this year. Sheet 3, football this year, and Sheet 4, basketball this year. So get a chance to check that out when you got some time. You can see exactly what we've got played. As well, how many units, what juice they were at, and what book we went with. So get a chance, check that out. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel, so when we drop all of our bet information, you get it first. You also get not only the baseball bets, football bets, basketball bets. We also have best bets of the day that we put out in short form. Also, we've got Formula One, UFC. We do some English Premier League, college football best bets, prop of the day bets that come out every day for the NFL. So make sure you do subscribe and get notifications, and you'll get all that information first. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.